This month, we've had so much incredible new information to do with the DTCC finding more and more patents with XLM and XRP on them. Today, I wanted to take some time to go over all the news I've seen this month, as well as show you this new thing that just popped up actually today on my feed. Let's go ahead and get into this. I'm also going to show you, everyone speculates if Ripple was able to process 5%, 10% of the DTCC's value, how much is that really per XRP? I actually have all of that data at the end here. Let's go ahead and go through all of this really good research first. So Riz XRP says, King finds another one. And so the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation processes nearly $4 quadrillion in securities annually. To modernize this vast infrastructure, DTCC has filed patents titled Systems, Method, and Storage Media for Managing Digital Liquidity Tokens in a Distributed Ledger Platform. And here is the patent number. This patent outlines a framework for tokenizing liquidity across various asset classes, integrating digital assets like XRP and XLM. It completes the previously discovered DTCC patent focused on hierarchical rights delegation. And so it's a little blurry to see all of this, but if you look up this number here, you'll be able to find it and see it. There's also a digital sandbox. The DTCC Digital Launchpad is a sandbox for innovation, and it's live right now. Some of the things that they are trying to do here is, beyond experimentation, building a scalable path for DLT. The financial system industry is primed to fully embrace distributed ledger technology, driven by the need for greater efficiency, transparency, and scalability. However, the path to full-scale implementation is hindered by the complexity of industry collaboration and the high costs associated with iterative experimentation. To overcome those barriers, a cost-effective, scalable environment for innovation is essential, one that allows projects to move from concept to production and provides a common place for capital markets players to align with incentives and drive critical scale while preserving the stability of financial markets today. And it says introducing the future of the digital innovation, talks about the DTCC, talks about their launchpad, Composer X Factory allows for creation of compliant tokens and smart contracts for on-chain real-world financial assets and mid-back office workflow automation. Remember, now that you're introducing smart contracts, they're big, the back office where you used to have, tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of people globally to, help all of these banks get these transactions where they need to go. Those people will need to be either retrained or move to other jobs because crypto, blockchain technology is going to solve that. Think of how much money banks are going to be able to save by, kind of getting rid of most of this back office stuff. A Composer X capital markets platform supports full stack token life cycle management, asset servicing, and investor management. You also have Composer X Ledger Scan, automates integration between digital ledgers and traditional finance data flows, including allowing users to monitor and track on-chain assets for regulatory risk and businesses reporting and advanced analytics. So the DTCC has been working on this for quite some time. Here's their 3 pillars: multi-cloud infrastructure, foundational Web3 tools, and multiple blockchain networks. Guys, honestly, just any crypto project that the DTCC has been testing and talking about, owning one of those, those assets is probably the smartest way to go here. This is where $4 quadrillion gets processed per year, right? If you're looking for all the money is, this is where all the money is. All right. And then here is a diagram. DTCC clears the entire US stock market, soon to be entity cleared by DLT, such as. So here is kind of the step 1, step 2, step 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here's the transaction sources, DLT, such as Ethereum, Stellar, of course, probably XRP and HBAR and such. Exchanges such as New York Stock Exchange, payment systems such as PayPal, custody and accounting systems. Then they, go to here to be normalized, enriched, KYC data, transaction context, and then here to finalize here, you have AI, ML reporting, and business intelligence, API access, and so much more. Here is Markieta talking about tokenization and regulations and how important it's going to be to our future.
Thoughts on tokenization and the ability to do this, to trade equities 24/7 and have this new mechanism for it?
Yeah, well, certainly we've gone through numerous technological changes over the history of the stock markets. Remember, we were in paper, then we went to certificated securities, and then we went to what we have roughly today, book entries on various financial institutions. Now, tokenization is possibly another step forward in how we do the markets. One thing that a lot of investors don't realize is the significant amount of resources that go into what they call the back office operations. That means a lot of reconciling between positions among financial institutions, DTC, and SEC. So again, those are acronyms that hopefully most people don't know about because they do their job without anyone ever noticing that they're doing it right. So we've always been open to experimentation on this.
How would this work? I mean, is there a framework in place for approving or denying which tokens would be created? Or are you in the process of putting that together? Who would be able to issue the tokens? I have so many questions about it.
Well, these are things that we want to engage with market participants. Exactly what do you propose to do when it comes to tokenization of securities positions? And more, what type of safeguards are you going to have in place to protect investors and to guard against conflicts of interest?
Talk about safeguards, conflict of interest, protecting consumers like me and you. And then you also have this here, DTCC Important Notice, Fixed Income Clearing Corporation. This is Hidden Road connected into the DTCC, which is a cool little thing that happened this month. Matthew Liny also put this list together. I did do a video on all of these different companies that Ripple might be interested in buying and why. But looking at Hidden Road here, other prime brokerages and houses use multiple blockchains and digital platforms to clear U.S. treasuries. The UST Collateral Network connected by digital twin networks, Digital Asset Canton Network, DTCC LedgerScan. This is a lot of really unique and cool information. We did talk about LedgerScan and some of this stuff in a few slides before this, but it is becoming very well known right now online. If you want to pause it and read all of this stuff yourself, please do take some time to do that. And then we also got to look at, not just the DTCC, but the ISDA is also moving forward with crypto derivatives. And you have Ripple, you have Algorand, you have HBAR, and you have all of these other, institutions, crypto blockchain infrastructure companies that are part of the ISDA. So you have the ISDA, you have the DTCC, there's so many connections here. You also have this connection too. The DTCC acquired Security, which was rebranded as DTCC Digital Asset. Security protocol runs on multiple chains, Ripple and XRP, and it creates a seamless movement of tokens. So now you have the DTCC going and taking over Security, bringing Security's technology into the DTCC, as well as keeping some of their team on as well. And that is running on, okay, what else do you need to see here? How else can I make this more clear? We are getting there, and it is looking like we thought it was going to look, right? It's not just going to be one asset to rule them all, but XRP is going to play a prime role in all of this. How big? I don't know. I'm hoping big. I'm so happy to be working with Apex.exchange. Guys, listen, 2017, they were created. No KYC requirements. Yes, you can use them in the United States. They are a super powered DEX, $62.7 billion in total trading volume. They've almost done 90 million trades, open interest of 17.42 million. Here is the UI, tons of really great information at your fingertips so you can be the star trader that you are meant to be. Embark on your decentralized trading journey. If you're trading any of these high ticket cryptocurrencies, or if you're looking to trade some newer type meme coins or other AI agents, they've got you covered. Seamless multi-chain trading with low fees. They have a full suite of trading products for you as well. You can maximize your returns by only paying and so maker is 0.002, taker is 0.005. You also have some incredible 24-hour volume. Look at this, $355 million. I have been working with Apex Exchange now for several weeks. There's up to $30,000 that you can get today in deposit, welcome earnings, and cash. Apex always has some really cool additional things that you can earn. You got to sign up, you got to deposit and earn, and you can refer friends just like I am doing here. Yes, you can trade XRP, spot, or futures. It is one of the cleanest DEXs that I have seen. I'm really excited to be working with them, guys. Link down in the description. Support me today by taking a look at Apex. I really appreciate it. See you out there. Aloha. And then you saw this too. This talks about the DTCC patent names. You scroll down here. There's a full article. Let me just bring up the article here. There's a few things I wanted to show you in this, right? DTCC plans for digital liquidity tokens, new patent outlines, integrating XRP Ledger and Stellar blockchain into interoperable management. And so here, I was hoping that the image would be better this time around. It's a little better. It's a little better. So this is the patent that I showed you on the first thing. Ripple Bridge Node, Stellar Bridge Node, Ripple Bridge Node. Interesting to see Ripple and Stellar actually in the patent, guys. Yep, XRP and XLM. The core concept introduced into the DTCC's patent as the liquidity token, which represents ownership in a market-making function between two assets instead of relying on centralized market makers or arbitrage strategies. The patent proposes a programmable liquidity mechanism managed entirely on-chain. These tokens can generate value through trading activity and price movements that reflect the demand for liquidity rather than just supply. And remember, all of these, contracts that have value, locked up inside of them, whatever chain they live on, that is also going to bring value as well. Each liquidity token includes a unique token identifier, wrapping logic for converting non-fungible tokens into fungible, divisible instruments, integration with valuation functions and compliance policies, ownership of assets involved in market making. This structure enables a system where capital flows towards asset pairs experiencing high liquidity demand. Tokens incentivize participation by rewarding holders with revenue tied to network usage. The architecture supports fractional ownership and recursive asset nesting, creating flexible fund structures akin to ETFs and structured credit pools. The patent explicitly lists XRP and XLM as compatible networks when it is cross-ledger liquidity framework. These assets aren't just mentioned, they're structurally supported within the system's modular bridge architecture, which means this works on XRP and XLM. That is what this is built on top of. Talks about how quick these networks are and why they would be used. The patent includes metadata models for bridge nodes, allowing assets like XRP and XLM to flow between chains. These nodes define wallet formats, supported tokens, and routing logic for transactions across distributed ledgers. While Ethereum remains the base layer for issuing tokens, XRP and XLM play essential roles in reducing transaction costs for liquidity operations, supporting cross-chain fund entry and redemption, enabling interoperability across regulated and public blockchain networks. This includes and reflects the patent's goals, building a compliant multi-network asset framework that operates efficiently across platforms with different strengths. A lot of really cool stuff here, guys. A lot of really cool stuff. More connections here into Hidden Road and Ripple possibly buying other prime brokerage houses for their licensing and all of that. I think this is going to be pretty big. You also have some fun facts here. This is, I think, from 2022, just to kind of reverse course of some of the newer information that we've seen. But the DTCC parallel prod live with R3 platform Corda seller can handle digital assets like XRP, XEC, CFPB sites, Swift, GPI, Ripple XRP, and X border solutions. For a long time, people said the DTCC was only XDC, right? Only XDC and R3. Fast forward a few years, it's looking like XRP, XLM, HBAR are probably going to be the kings of this. Probably Ethereum too is going to have some as well. Also, here is some information on how much this is all going to be worth. If the DTCC processes 3 to 4 trillion a year and the DTCC moves to blockchain, if the DTCC used XRP to settle 5%, 10%, or 25%, how much would XRP be worth? Also, a lot of this value can live on the XRP ledger while it's being traded. What impact will that have? Here is some information about 5%, 10, or 25%. Right now, the market cap of XRP is about 121 billion. Here is 5%, 3 quadrillion. Here's 4 quadrillion, 5%, 10%, 25%. So, man, these types of numbers here, even these type of numbers would retire a lot of XRP holders, generational wealth. And this is one use case out of many that Ripple is pursuing. This is one of the biggest use cases, no doubt about that. If we can just get 5-10% of this, we'll already be into the thousands of dollars per XRP. If we can figure out how to lower the circulating supply through staking and other lockup features, that could make this even higher, right? If you figure out a way to stake half the token supply or 3/4 of the token supply, you only have like 20 billion circulating. This would be, $16,000 or $20,000. So, all right, I will leave it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of the DTCC and all the new news and information. It feels pretty electric. If you guys got any value, please hit like. You can also join the channel as a member if you want to support me and my goals and my journey to bring you more and more information. I would really love and appreciate you. You can also join Cryptonaires, which is my community. $50 a month. We have some new pricing there. We got a lot of really amazing people from all over the world sharing ideas. I'm in there. You can ask me questions any time of the day. And I just wish you a fantastic weekend. Aloha. All right.